Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of my live tea tasting. I've got an exciting, sorry, got an exciting flavor for you guys tonight. So I'm gonna go ahead and introduce you. This one is a very rare tea. It's actually the least known tea that's out there. It's called Yellow Sun. It's a yellow tea. Now, it's a very, very rare thing. Hey, Sneha. Hey, Ma. Welcome. I see you guys just popped in. Rachel, welcome. You guys are just in time because I am doing a yellow tea of all things. And it's extremely rare. I mean, the tea itself is extremely rare. That's okay. I hope your connection doesn't suck either. But I will be here the entire time. But yeah, I've got yellow tea, and not only is this a rare tea, but it came from a rare place. I have a friend in Germany who sent this to me as a thank you, and she's supposed to log in, so fingers crossed. Hopefully, she'll join us today. If not, it's okay. But I'm doing Yellow Sun, and this is going to be an incredible experience. I've only had one other yellow tea in my life, and that was the day that I went to UIC Halstead and hung out with my friend Nick. Hey, Teresa, welcome. So, without further ado, we'll get this water started. There we go. So, being this tea is what it is, I'll talk about the process in just a few minutes, but the brewing instructions are going to be close to a green tea. They say you wanted to do it around 165 to 175. So the green tea setting on my machine is 165. I'll leave it at that. I'm trying to put enough. Yeah, there we go. I guess it's a good amount. So now I'm going to show you guys what this yellow tea looks like, because it's very, it's not very distinct at first glance, but you'll see. Yeah, you see, it looks a lot like just a regular green tea. They're long leaves. They are. Got a bit of an earthy color. Not a very vibrant green, but you see, there's a lot of yellow in it. That is because of the way that it's processed. Let me show you how much I'm putting in here, because this looks like it's going to expand quite a bit. So, this reflection is awful. But you see, it's up to about maybe a quarter of the way. I'm expecting it to have some good expenditure. What's the word? It'll expand a whole lot. Okay, so I found out how it's processed so that you do get that yellow tea status. What they do is they keep the tea leaves in a semi-damp room, and they let it slowly dry. So as it slowly dries, you get more of you get like the yellow coloring that comes out. But you also, Gilbert, welcome. You get the you get the yellow tones to it because of the very slow drying process. So usually, if you dry too fast, you just get a green tea, and that's that. I'm going to read a little bit because I'm not an expert in green tea, in yellow teas. But yeah, so they say that the difference is the slower drying phase. It allows the tea leaves to turn yellow while they stay damp. The infusion takes on a yellow color. So that's why it's a yellow tea. It's not just because of the leaves, but also the color that comes off when it's steeped. Okay, so it looks like my water is done. I'm going to go ahead and pour some of this out. Also, I forgot to mention that the theme for this month is going to be international teas. So it's going to be teas that I have gotten somehow from other countries. So this one, as I mentioned before is from Germany. Alexa, timer, 2 minutes.
2 minutes, starting now.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to understeep this slightly. They say to you can do it between 2 or 3 minutes. It's going to be very similar to a green tea in that sense as well. But in this case, I want to understeep it because I know that green teas tend to be a little bit brittle. Oh yeah, I'm moving on up in the technology department. Now I know that green tea tends to be a little bit brittle, so I'm playing it safe, more safe than sorry. That way I don't oversteep it and get a bitter flavor. Because I mean, this tea is extremely rare, so I don't want to mess up anything. I mean, I could always just pop the tea back in if I understeep it too much, but we'll see. We'll see where that leads. So this particular green tea a yellow tea is from Germany, but I'm not sure what part of China it came from. Now they talk about this tea is usually from. I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly. Junshan Yinzhen. That's not the area. That's the variety of China's 10 favorite teas. I did not know that. I thought that was the location that it came from. Never mind. Okay, so I'm looking for a little bit of background information. Okay, there we go. So now the origin of the yellow tea, it says, Alexa, stop. There we go. So it looks like my tea is done. I'm going to pull this out a little bit and save that for later. So I'll continue talking about the background in just a moment. I have a new teacup that I want to start using on a regular basis. I got this in Seattle. It's perfect. It's purely glass. You'll be able to see how the tea looks the entire time. So let me see if I can adjust the camera. Yeah, you guys can see the top. All right, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and pour my first glass. Wow, check that out. Look at how beautiful. It's almost golden, the color on this. There we go. Oh, and it smells nice and fresh. Right now, I'm getting kind of like an almost popcorn kind of scent to it. It's a little bit buttery, a little bit. Well, it's definitely vegetal. But check this out, guys. Look at how yellow that is. It's almost like I'm grateful that I have this thing now because you can see right through it. It's all clear. Look at that. You can see my finger right through it. The aroma is really, it's a little bit salty, a little bit buttery, quite vegetal. I'm getting a lot of, no. There we go. I don't have to keep that. Valerie, welcome. It looks like liquid gold. It honestly does. Like, it kind of shines. And like it's not just reflecting off of the lamp, but it's also like you can see through it. It's got an incredible color. I love this thing. Now the smell is a little bit salty. It's a little bit um, buttery. It's a little bit earthy too. Now I know I've mentioned vegetal, but like it smells like a lot of the ground. Um, Very smooth though. Like I would compare this. It's got like a really Nicole, welcome. It's got a very comparable scent to the what is it called? The Genmai Cha, and I love me some Genmai Cha, so I'm in for it tonight. Is it possible the salty taste comes from the dampness? Uh, I don't think so. It's more like since this is a Chinese tea, you're not going to get the salty water that you would from Japan. In this case, the aroma comes naturally from the leaf itself. It's just when it's just a natural part of the progression. You know how when you make a white tea, it's got kind of a silky, creamy scent to it. Then you process it a little bit longer. It turns, well. In this case, it's going to be uh, really comparable to the way that you get a green. Now, the greenness is more from the plant directly. So it's an aged plant. It's well, no, I'm not gonna say an aged plant. It's a more mature leaf, and it's processed to the point where you get more of the natural green out of it. When you process it past that point, that's how you get the oolong and the black. But in this case, the saltiness is coming as a side effect of the plant itself. So, without further ado, I'm going to take my first sip. Oh, I love that taste. Ooh, it's even slightly smoky. I'm liking that. Oh, that is nice. Oh my God. That is super duper. Okay, okay. So it's very comparable in taste to a mixture, like say if you've ever had Genmai Cha and jasmine, that's what I'm getting here. It's very smooth, very aromatic, kind of silky. Oh, that was done perfectly. I I have no regrets at understeeping it. Um, I'm getting kind of like it's a little bit buttery, and it's a little bit um, what's the word I'm looking like it's got a very smooth texture. The mouthfeel is soft, almost velvety. Oh man, this I can see why tea like this is hard to come by because it's probably really difficult to get basically to get it to this kind of quality. If it's buttery, is it then comparable to milk oolong? Um, Semi. I would be because a milk oolong, if it's done correctly, tastes more milky. It's more on the sweet, creamier end. But in this case, this is more on the creamy, buttery, salty end. So it's basically two sides of the same coin. It's got that same quality taste, but it's super smooth. Oh yes, this is. Oh man, I'm really enjoying this tea. I don't know how it's going to hold up as it cools. Right now, this is the perfect cup. Um, this is. It's definitely a caffeinated tea. It's going to be just about as caffeinated as a regular green tea. So it's on a scale it's going to be under an oolong and a black. Um, so it's about mid range. The caffeine on this. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the background. All right, so I started talking about it, and it just like I got distracted by the taste, which is a very good sign for a tea. If I would rather read what's on the screen than than drink, then I'd have problems. Okay, so it says yellow tea was produced with the intent of removing the grassiness from the green tea and making it easier on the stomach. But true yellow tea becoming more and more is becoming more and more rare and expensive. So that is kind of like that's been kind of pushed to the side. That's why it's extremely rare. It's difficult and time consuming because the process is very involved, and there's only three kinds of true yellow tea that still exist on the market. So we're talking about super duper rare here. There are others that are called yellow tea, but they're not the real thing. This is definitely like, if it's not the real thing, then it's very high quality. So I'm assuming that this is pretty good. Um, like I'm kind of like wondering. I want to look into this further about how rare it actually is, because yeah, it's out there and places do sell it, but because of the rarity of it, I'll have to see because this is a very it's a very high quality, it tastes really good. So I'm going with that for now. All right, so this is called Yellow Sun from Tea Culture, TEEKULTUR. I'm gonna have to look into that and see how authentic this yellow tea is. Because if it is, then I hit the jackpot. Because this stuff is really really good. The only other time I've had green tea, I've had yellow tea. Um, it came directly from China, from Nick. We only shared that one cup, but man, it was a good one. It's somewhere in my archives. Do you think they have it in Chinatown by me? It's possible, but it's probably like the prices are super jacked up. Not only because of its rarity, but also transporting it from here to there. Well, from there to here is incredibly expensive. So yeah, if they're charging like $100 for a 2 ounce bag, then I wouldn't be surprised. But since it was imported from China to Germany, which is a lot closer than China to US, um, I'm assuming that it's gonna be it's relatively cheaper um, to have it down there, and then have my friend mail it to me. So that's what we're looking at to justify how I got my hands on it. Oh man, this is incredible! Like the flavor is super smooth. It's it's holding very well as it cools down. Now, because this was steeped at a lower temperature, um, the 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 taste is gonna cool off even faster. Uh, I tend to drink green teas pretty quickly because cold green tea to me does not taste great. Um, but in this case, like I'm talking to you guys and I'm letting this thing cool down on purpose to see if it maintains this level of quality throughout. Some green teas, when it cools off, it loses its full flavor, but instead you get the astringency, and it tastes like soap after a while. And it's just like, no, I should have finished this 20 minutes ago. And unfortunately, you don't get it back just by reheating it. So once tea goes bad, it goes bad. Um, Now, I don't want to say that tea goes bad in a rotten kind of sense, because tea doesn't go bad. Tea doesn't spoil, but the taste does. The taste gets stale. The taste, if the tea is abused, that's to say, if it's stored improperly or if it's not treated with the respect that it deserves, then you mess up your own blend. Um, After you steep it and you don't drink it within the correct amount of time, it's just gonna taste bad. There's nothing wrong with the tea itself. It's just user error. But I am definitely interested in at least looking for a yellow tea at Chinatown. Um, they don't really have yellow teas in the stores that I know of. I know Adagio doesn't have it. I don't believe Tigerspende has it either. But this is very. It's very. I mean, its rarity is its rarity alone is really hard to get it into the U.S. Um, I am now curious as to whether or not Tilula has it. It's possible, maybe we'll see. But that's yeah. It's really hard to find. I would definitely be interested if somebody were to sell it. I'd probably have to cough up a lung, literally, like, here, take it, I need it. But yeah, it's definitely worth it if you can get your hands on it. Um, because if you get a good amount, this is gonna keep you going for quite a while. Mm. Now it kind of tastes like a little bit like a dandelion root, which is, I don't know if you guys have ever had dandelion root tea. Extremely good for you. Dandelion root tea has a lot of good health benefits, including like stomach and digestion. Um, so it's the taste is comparable to that a little bit at this stage. I'm tasting more of um the earthiness, but it's not getting bitter, which is good because I do not like when my tea gets cold and bitter. Mm. You see, it's so hard for me to stop drinking this. Like, I can see myself going through this bag. Look at how little this bag is. This is only about maybe 2 ounces. Um, but honestly, it's like this is not going to last long. Um, I can see myself coming home and just making a pot of this and chilling, because it's a very soft and soothing tea. While it is caffeinated, it's having um, a very like it's having a mellow effect on my mood. Would you go into the forest, find your own herbs, dry them, and create your own tea that way? Oh my God, you have me doing it like a hermit. I mean, I hope I wouldn't have to go into the woods to do it, but I mean, I can always grow my own herbs and brew my tea from there, or I can just go to the supermarket. I mean, a lot of the herbs that are used in tea, you can just mix yourself at home. If you can find quality tea leaves, you can fix up your tea however you like. Um, I was actually considering different ingredients. I'm using, I don't remember, Sneha. You'll know the English one. The Jira is an Indian an Indian spice that I swear I'm going to use in a tea. I forgot the English word for it, but I'm going to wait until I can find the things that can go. Cumin, yeah, cumin. It's too oh, so I have to go on a quest. Like I'm getting a side quest from my own sister to go into the forest, find some herbs, and make a specialty. Jeez. Anyway, yeah, I forgot where I was going with that. Oh yeah, the cumin. Are the tea leaves yellow? They're yellowish. The tea leaves themselves. You know what? Let me see if I can get a good example. I showed you guys before what it looks like. It's not completely yellow, but let me pull out one. You would strap on a GoPro and watch this. Oh yeah, I'm sure that would be very interesting. It would turn into it'll turn into an episode of Naked and Afraid really quickly. Not a good example there. Let me see if I can. There we go. Okay, I see a prime example. Let me see if I can pull it out. Very delicate work. Maybe I can use this one. No, that one's too green. Here, I can't grab it. My fingers are too fat. It's like right on the edge. Maybe I can use this one as an example. Okay, yeah, this one, it's about as good as I'm going to get. But the leaves, as you can tell, it's a very light color. The one that I got is kind of yellowish. Earlier in the cast, you got to see it was mixed. So you had a lot of green and it got yellow by the tip. I want to see, you know what, let me see what real yellow tea leaves looks like, just to compare. Because this was comparable to a green tea, which is kind of what we had with Nick. There we go. Oh, what does it look like after? All right, I'll show you in just a moment. Also, can you re-steep this one? I would not, only because I'm treating it like a green tea. If I were to re-steep it, I would more likely use a lower temperature for the same amount of time. So this one I did at 165. I would probably do it around 160 for about the same amount of time, just so that I can milk whatever's left out of it. But I wouldn't. I'd play it safe. Okay, so here is the picture that pulled up. No, why are you doing? Oh, there we go. Okay. So I'm going to show you guys real quick what Google says it looks like. So as you can see, it's more of a tan color. The yellow leaves are quite yellow. And keep in mind, this is also under a bright light. So the tea that I showed you before, it's going to be slightly greener under natural light. So I'm thinking that this might be a green and yellow tea blend, because I mean, like the leaves themselves. I hope I don't bust the bag open. Like it's I dropped it. So in this one, you can tell it's not like green. Oh, I'm trying to get it focused. You see, it's not like super green. It's like on a brownish, it's like more on the brownish side. So I'm guessing this is like maybe a lower end quality yellow tea, but still a yellow tea nonetheless. Um, Again, in this case I am not a pro, so I don't know how specifically to identify it. Um, but there are ways, I'm sure. Wait. Hmm. I think Adagio does sell it, but not under the regular website. Let me see something real quick. There we go. All right. I'm gonna get this right now. Ooh, aha! They do have yellow teas. They only have two. Dang it! I could have ordered a while ago. I completely forgot that Adagio has a completely separate website for Masters teas. I knew I had a source somewhere. I could not remember. Now it all comes back to me. So I do have the resource to get another yellow tea, or at least two more, at some point. We'll see. I might just do it for next year. Mm. Oh, that's so good, and it's still holding up the flavor very well. All right, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and possibly top myself off. I don't know. It's still maintaining that color. Check it out. Ooh, it's going to be a close one. It's going to be a close one. No! I tried. All right, there we go. I got to fix the angle because it looks like I'm just above you all. Hey, Cheryl, welcome. Mm. Ooh, that's interesting. After a while, I just took that first sip, and it tastes now more like a green tea, just a little bit. I got a little bit of a umami flavor, more on the Chinese side than the Japanese, so it's more vegetal. I hate to use the word grassy, but a little bit grassy. Still super creamy and buttery, which is very. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but like creamy and buttery flavors are the signs of good quality in a green tea, or an oolong. Now, I had a milk oolong recently with Snea, and she fell in love. I believe, it was the first time. It was the first time having one. I think because I've never. I don't think I've ever brought any before. I mean, the only one that I have is like at work. But it's a very rare thing when I do buy milk oolong, and it doesn't it doesn't last long. It doesn't last oolong. That was awful. But yeah, like it's a very high quality tea. So it's definitely worth picking up. Now, there's some people that say it's so comparable to Jade Oolong that like it's a negligible difference. Um, I mean, I have tasted both side by side, and while they are similar, I do think that the milk oolong has it's more creamier, while the jade oolong is slightly more buttery. The only one that's more expensive than that is the Alishan. Alishan is kind of like, it kind of towers over the milk oolong, and I have some somewhere. I believe it's in my case, my trunk. But yeah, so I'll eventually be doing that. Alishan is incredible. Mm. Oh, that's so good. Okay, questions, comments, anything you want to talk about? I'm opening up the floor. Um, oh man, like I'm kind of enthralled by this tea right now. Like it's super duper, it's super duper good. I, I'm seriously trying really hard not to just guzzle all this down. Let me see if I can top myself off. There we go. This is quickly becoming a favorite. Uh, it's still comparable to the get my cha. Like I keep do. It takes a while for me to remember these things, but the get my cha is like it's up there. Desserts. What dessert would this go with? Um, I would keep it something not too sweet. I'd pair it with like crackers. A crepe would go well with this. You know, you have a crepe with, say, Nutella, something like that. Baked Alaska. I've never had baked Alaska. I'm gonna have to try that out sometime to give a more. Now I have had creme brulee, so yes, I would definitely compare it with creme brulee, especially if you add a little bit of caramel to it. You're good. Because caramel being what it is, I would choose a saltier caramel to go along with it, but it would go well. Butter cookies, yes, absolutely. Um, there's one that I was just thinking about, and it's just not coming to my head. The uh, my brain is gone. No, there was a dessert that um, I was thinking about, and it's just I don't know. It's gone now. Croissant. That's what it was. I know it's not technically a dessert, but it would go very well with that kind of a flavoring. If I were to pair this with an entree, this is very much a lunch and dinner tea. Because of the taste, it's very smooth and like the taste is very smooth and very what's the word I'm looking for? It's smooth and not too strong. It's full flavored. Uh, so I would say that this is kind of a middle of the day thing that you don't need it to wake you up. Um, Although the caffeine does help, believe me, caffeine always helps me. But uh, I would say this would go well with maybe something light. I would say a salad, uh, like fish. I think that this would complement fish pretty well. A nice yes, a nice big lobster with garlic butter. Absolutely. I mean that alone would make for a great dinner. But to top it off with some of this tea, a-okay. White rice. This would go well with white rice. Um, Maybe white rice with like grilled chicken. Yeah, I would keep it nice and light to pair it with. Mm. Roberto, welcome. So this is. I love how this is maintaining the flavor. I poured the hot tea into the lukewarm tea, and it kind of cooled off a little bit, but it's still maintaining that really solid the solid full flavoredness. It's not getting bitter at all. Um, I suffice it to say, I don't think I'd recommend icing it, but I could be wrong because this is like keeping up its quality very well. Oh man, this is like it's so hard for me to not look down and drink it because I mean look at this thing. It looks like butter. It looks like melted butter. I can put some popcorn in here. I'll be fine. But it tastes incredible. Hmm. Okay, so announcements. It's that time again. So I don't know how many of you guys have seen it by now, but yesterday I did a guest spot on the Tilula stream. I shared it with the community yesterday, so if you were able to watch it live, that was all happening at the right time, and it has opened up some amazing doors that I am excited to really get into. First of all, we have an open invitation to organize a tea tasting / tea class for a group to go in at Tilula. Generally, they can fit up to 8 people at the main table, but they also have an extended part in the store, same room, where people can sit and drink and enjoy. So, I would like to get people involved, and we'll go and do a tasting down there. It's in Park Ridge. It's a really great place. I mean, I love going down there. It's very what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like it's very homey. You know, when you go in there, Herman, welcome. It's very homey, very like it says it all when I tell you that they host princess tea parties there. The first time I went, they were actually like getting ready for one, and it was pretty funny because I walk in there with one of my friends, Shanna, and you had all these little girls running around us, and we were like, "What kind of place is this?" We walked into like a little miniature magical kingdom, and you know, it was a very interesting first impression. But I have to say, like, it's a really great place to go to. I've been there. Unfortunately, it's kind of far away, but I mean, it's definitely worth the trip. They have some really great tea out there, really wonderful people, and they invited us to organize a tasting or a class or whatever. So that is something that I am very interested in doing, and I would also love it if you guys could participate. We might even have to make it a joint venture. I bring some of my people there, they bring some of their people there, and we'll just make it a spot to you know, like, get together and just have a wonderful time. So I'll be talking to them about it, see when we can organize the get together, and I'll keep you guys posted. But then another door opened, which I was really not expecting, but it was just an exciting moment. They had invited me to help organize next year's International Tea Festival. Now, if you guys had known, when it first came out, we went down there and had an amazing time. It was their first, and it's definitely not going to be their last. So they invited me to, you know, help get them together, organize, and it's going to be a huge networking opportunity, and I'm thoroughly looking forward to it. Next year cannot come fast enough. You know, I'm so hyped out of that. So, Tilula, if you're watching, Sheila and Juliet, you guys are incredible, and thank you so much for that opportunity. I cannot wait to just dive right in. But yeah, so that's my two Tilula announcements. Um, I'm also working on some other things behind the scenes. I don't want to give too much away uh, because right now it's in its baby form. Um, but I'm looking into getting getting some merchandise together. That they're gonna make really great prizes for the raffles. It's gonna get my word out there. So yeah, I'm gonna be working on getting some merch together, and hopefully we'll get things rolling a little bit better. So that's my vision for 2020 is growth and expansion. So, I mean, I know that it's really too early for New Year's resolutions, and I don't believe in those anyway. But um, I do believe that once you get motivated, I do believe in um, staying energetic and following your dreams. So, yeah, 2020 is going to be about growth, about expansion, about um, broadening my platform. So stay tuned for things that are coming up because I see exciting things on the horizon. Mm. Let me see. Do I have any other ideas? I would. I'm kind of on the. I'm kind of on the fence about doing a tea crawl once the winter's out. Thank you. I'm really looking forward to what's coming up because 2019 has been a rough one, but 2020 is gonna help me focus a bit. um, I'm on the fence about doing a tea crawl for the winter. I mean, on the one hand, you have cold weather, so nobody wants to walk around. But on the other, you'll be going to tea places to drink hot tea, and I don't know. We'll see. I would love to do one last one for the winter, but I mean before next year. But I don't know if I'll be able to pull it off. So stay tuned. Hang in on the group. Keep your eyes peeled, and we'll get something. We'll get something going. What's happening for the holiday stream? I don't have anything holiday themed planned. This month is going to be international teas. Like this one is from Germany. I have a few others that came from different countries that I'm excited to show you guys. And it's going to be an incredible experience. I am excited for a lot of these teas that are coming up. This one is not going to last long. I tell you that because it tastes so good. Like I'm just gonna come home, make a whole pot. I mean, look at this. Look at how big this thing. I am going to drink it all. I'll fill it up to the brim. I'll drink every single drop, and I'll spend the rest of the night peeing. But hey, that's what it's there for. It'll be the happiest pee I've ever had. Oh my god, that's awful. Anyway, you're welcome for that visual. Okay, questions, comments, anything you guys want to talk about? Now is the time, or forever hold your peace because I am like enthralled by the flavor of this. And this is no joke. I am really loving this tea. I have got to find this online. Hopefully, I'll be able to send you guys a link because I really want you guys to taste this. It's what's what I'm looking for? It's very savory. It's not strong, but it's savory. If you have that kind of taste, I would highly recommend it. But I also would say be careful how you steep it, because yellow tea is not common. Um, Practices are very important. Like you can mess up a black tea and say, okay, well, I'll just make another cup. But for yellow tea, it's a lot more complicated than that. Mm. Oh my god, this is so good. But yeah, so it looks like I have about, now you can actually see how much is left in my cup. So it looks like I have about maybe three more sips going. So I would definitely make the recommendation for you guys to drink this. If you can find it anywhere, go for it. Um, yeah, like this is too hard to pass up. Oh, okay. Um, I wanted to cover a little bit about the feeling that I'm getting. This is not like, I mean, you guys have seen me tea drunk before, and it's always like giddy, happy, and like I'm feeling more of a light tea buzz right now. Um, I'm happy, but I'm mellow. I'm calm. I'm relaxed. And I really feel like this is the kind of tea that will make me studious. Like I can so drink this tea and read books, and I've already got the glasses because I'm a nerd. So no, but seriously, um, yeah, like it's a bit calming. It depends on how you react to caffeine, but in this case, I think like the emotional effect of this is making me pretty calm. It's pretty fun. I like it. All right, so it looks like I have maybe one sip left. So I'm going to open up the floor one last time. Questions, comments, anything you want to talk about, now's the time. Or forever hold your peace, because this is going down. Mm. Okay, I lied. There's that much left. Sorry. Okay, now is your last chance. You want the name again? It's a Yellow Sun from Tea Culture. I will try to find the website, but it's definitely worth tracking down. Okay, now last sip. I cannot divide that into more than one. Into one. Yeah, yeah, I said it right. Wow. Mm. Down the hatch. Whew, okay. Thank you guys so much for joining me this week. It's been an incredible ride, and there is more to come. So stay tuned. In the meantime, have a great weekend. Thank you. Thank you. Have a great weekend, a wonderful week, and I will see you next time. Bye.